What's up, football fans? If you've been watching the NFL this season and thinking, wait, what just happened? You're not alone. Because right now, we're witnessing something that hasn't happened in over a decade. The 2025 NFL season isn't just wild, it's historically chaotic. I'm talking about division leaders falling, dynasties crumbling, and playoff races so tight that teams are going from first place to barely hanging on in the same day. Today, we're breaking down the most insane standings shakeup the NFL has seen since 2011. Let's get into it. All right, so here's the stat that tells you everything you need to know. 7 out of 8 NFL divisions are currently led by teams that didn't win their division last year. 7 out of 8. Now, if you're thinking, okay, that's pretty wild, it's actually way beyond wild. Since the NFL realigned back in 2002, there's only been one other season where we saw 7 new division winners. That was 2011. We're talking about something that happens once every 14 years. This isn't just your typical any given Sunday chaos. This is a complete reshuffling of the power structure across the entire league. Teams we thought were locks are falling apart. Underdogs are rising up. And with just 4 weeks left in the regular season, the playoff picture is still an absolute mess. Let's start with the biggest shocker, the Kansas City Chiefs. For the last 9 years, the AFC West has belonged to Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Super Bowl wins, MVP awards. You know the story. But this year, it's over. The Chiefs' decade-long stranglehold on the division is officially done. For the first time in 10 years, someone else is winning the AFC West. And it gets even crazier. Kansas City could actually be eliminated from the playoffs today. Here's what needs to happen. If the Chiefs lose and certain combinations of Jacksonville, Buffalo, Indianapolis, or Houston win their games, Kansas City's season is done. Can you imagine? The team that's defined AFC dominance for nearly a decade, potentially watching the playoffs from their couches. Even Mahomes is feeling the pressure. He said this week, quote, "We know the chances are getting lower and lower, but I know the guys on this team are going to give everything they have every opportunity they get. You're just getting late in the season, and you're not going to get these opportunities back." That's not the confident Mahomes we're used to hearing. That's a quarterback watching his dynasty slip away. But the Chiefs aren't the only dynasty on shaky ground. The Buffalo Bills have owned the AFC East for 5 straight years, 5 straight division titles. Josh Allen has made that division his personal playground. And now? One loss to the New England Patriots today, and that streak is over. Think about that. The Patriots, who've been rebuilding, who nobody expected to compete this year, could be the ones to end Buffalo's reign. This is the kind of chaos we're dealing with. Teams that were supposed to be locks are suddenly fighting for their lives. The AFC East, which felt like Buffalo's for years to come, is suddenly up for grabs. Now let's flip to the NFC, because honestly, it might be even crazier over there. Tampa Bay has won the NFC South 4 years running, 4 straight titles. But right now, their grip on that division is tenuous at best. They're barely hanging on, and after losing to the Saints, a team nobody expected them to lose to, their path just got a whole lot harder. Then there's Philadelphia, the defending Super Bowl champions, the team that was supposed to cruise through the NFC East. They've lost 3 straight games and are sitting at 8-5. They can still win the division if they take 3 of their last 4, which would make them the first repeat NFC East winner since 2004. But after these last few weeks, that's a big IF. And Detroit? Last year's NFC powerhouse that earned the conference's top seed? If the playoffs started today, they wouldn't even be in the playoff field. Let that sink in. From number 1 seed to potentially missing the playoffs entirely in 1 year. Here's where it gets absolutely bonkers. On December 7th, the Chicago Bears started the day in first place in their conference. By the time the day ended with a loss, they had dropped all the way to the 7th and final playoff spot, from first to barely hanging on, in 1 day. That same day, the Baltimore Ravens lost their 2nd straight game to fall to 6-7, a losing record. Yet even with that losing record, they still control their own destiny to win their division. How is that even possible? Because everyone else is falling apart too. This is the kind of season where nothing makes sense, where the rules we thought we knew don't apply anymore, where a team can have a losing record and still be in the driver's seat for a playoff spot. So what's causing all this chaos? A few things are happening at once. First, parity. The NFL has worked hard to create a league where any team can beat any other team on any given Sunday, and this year that's coming to fruition in a big way. The gap between the best and worst teams is smaller than it's been in years. Second, injuries and regression. Teams that dominated last year lost key players or saw major regression from stars who were carrying them. The Chiefs are the perfect example. Their supporting cast hasn't kept pace with what they need to compete at the highest level. Third, coaching changes and new systems. Teams that struggled last year made moves, and some of those moves are paying off faster than expected. Meanwhile, teams that were great are dealing with opponents who figured them out. But here's what really matters for fans. With 4 weeks to go, almost nothing is decided. Your team could go from out of the playoffs to division champs, or from looking like a lock to watching from home. Every single game matters in a way we haven't seen in over a decade. This is what makes the NFL incredible. Just when you think you have it figured out, the league reminds you that nothing is guaranteed. Dynasties can fall, underdogs can rise, and chaos can reign supreme. So buckle up, football fans, because these last 4 weeks are going to be absolutely wild. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell because we'll be covering every twist and turn of this historic season. Drop a comment and let me know, what's the most shocking storyline to you? The Chiefs' collapse, Detroit's fall, or something else? Thanks for watching.